My name is Michael Curran from the Ottawa Business Journal. It's my pleasure to co-host today with the Board of Trade. We have experienced a few technical difficulties, so we're running about 10 minutes late. We're going to try to wrap up around 1:40. Best efforts on that. I also want to thank the Mayor, His Worship Mark Sutcliffe. He hates when people call him that, for spending some time and sharing his vision. As you can appreciate, finalizing a $5 billion operating budget is a pretty important thing that needs his attention today. And also to Trevin. I don't know if you could detect it, but I was giving audio cues to Trevin to get through that presentation. It was quite remarkable. Someone at our table joked I should have started making up the names of slides and see what he saw. But anyway, if anyone has an important presentation and needs me to come to your boardroom to give you audio cues, I am available. It's a pretty high rate, so keep that in mind. Look, what this event is really about, as we enter into our third component and final component of the day here, is bringing people together with a common economic vision. So this event was launched by Saad Bashir. If anyone remembers Saad, he's on to bigger and better things, perhaps. He was in our economic development office for many years and brought this idea from Calgary and said, you know, at the end of the year, we should come together as a business community, take stock of the year that's been, look forward, and create a common vision, right, for what we want to accomplish as a business community. And I think the Board of Trade's doing a remarkable job these days doing that. So we're going to end up with our third session today. It's about the technology sector. And it is certainly one of the most dynamic and entrepreneurial, innovative sectors in the local economy. It's also the economic sector, as Dr. Stratton was pointing out. You know, it's so important to bring money into the city, and along with tourism, it's one of those sectors that does a great job of that. Like, think of the tech companies, in the city that are selling every day to other parts of the world and then repatriating a lot of that revenue, create jobs here. It's vitally important. I'm almost at 25 years at OBJ, and it's also the sector that's captivated my imagination. It is absolutely remarkable, the global world-class companies that have been created in this city. What's also fascinating about it is it's a sector that's always changing. So what I've observed is that the companies that are here today, or the trends that are here today, are not the trends of tomorrow. And for that reason, it's difficult for all of us to understand at any given moment what's happening in the technology sector. But for all of that, we've got a great economic development agency focused on knowledge-based industries. Of course, I'm talking about Invest Ottawa. And we're very fortunate today to have the person who's stepping into big shoes. As you might have heard, there's a change of leadership in Invest Ottawa. Michael Tremblay is moving on to Calian. That's exciting that we're maintaining Michael, and we'll put all of his talents and intelligence to use at Calian. But we've got a great interim president and CEO. Please welcome Sonia Shorey.
Good afternoon. Bonjour tout le monde. Thank you so much, Suling, and to the Ottawa Board of Trade for this opportunity. Let's see how we make this work. Imagine a city where people from every walk of life can thrive, fulfill their dreams today and years from now. A strong, thriving future economy that can weather any storm, including those we've just come through. One that creates a more affordable and higher quality of life. One that offers the chance to work with great firms, get high-paying jobs, while making an impact on our society and our environment. One that helps entrepreneurs build companies with deep roots here that grow and succeed. One that gets its share of global markets that are emerging and driving global revenue here into our local economy. One that offers our children and future generations an opportunity to build a great career and an even better life. We are creating this future together right here in Ottawa, and our team at Invest Ottawa is so proud to be a part of it with you. Before we begin, I want to extend sincere thanks to the governments possible that make everything we do a possibility. That includes the City of Ottawa, the incredible partners that help to fuel us, the Government of Ontario, and the Government of Canada, another powerful collaboration. We simply could not do what we do without you. We're here today because Ottawa is where we choose to live, to work, to play, to learn, to raise families and children and enjoy everything that our city has to offer. A quality of life that is simply second to none. We're Canada's capital, and we're one of the greatest cities in the world, and it's a community that we have created together. Ottawa has a reputation as a government town, but it is more than just that. There are other critical sectors, including tourism, and of course our technology sector, and that's where we're going to do a deep dive today. We're a city of entrepreneurs, of business leaders, of tech titans, of visionaries, and it's not just our tech sector, but also the local restaurateurs, retailers, the service providers, the people selling online or at 613 Flea. It's the powerful combination of our tech and Main Street community, and together we create a thriving economy. Ottawa punches far above its weight as a collaborative, inclusive, global tech and business hub. 13.3% of our total workforce is in the tech sector. That's ahead of Silicon Valley and ahead of 49 other North American markets for the fourth year in a row, according to CBRE's report. In 2022, we added 16,000 tech workers versus the 31,000 they added in Toronto. Our population is 4 times smaller than our friends in TO. So for context, on a per capita basis, that's 2 times what they added in Toronto. And 2 of Canada's top unicorns, yeah, that does deserve applause, you're right. 2 of Canada's top unicorns and publicly traded tech companies are from Ottawa, and they're Shopify and Kinaxis. We have 1,800 tech companies here in this region, diverse, all sizes, all sectors, all types of people, a thriving entrepreneurship ecosystem, companies like Rewind, Fellow, Noibu, Knack, MindBridge AI, Ascent, The Grocer, Field Effect, Geotech, just to name a few. Multinational tech giants like Nokia, Ericsson, Ford, Ciena, and IBM, and we're headquarters to homegrown successes like Shopify, BlackBerry QNX, Calian, Kinaxis, and Mitel. Our sector strengths are varied. They include information and communication technologies, software, defense, aerospace and security, cybersecurity, smart mobility, smart cities, and life sciences. We also have an evolving clean tech and digital media sector, and our technology strengths are equally diverse and powerful. They include AI and machine learning, software as a service, drones and advanced robotics, cyber, advanced networks and 5G, digital health, smart mobility, Internet of Things, AR, VR, and so many other disruptive technologies. We have decades of disruptive technology expertise in this community. And it's the convergence of Ottawa's unique technology, sector, and expertise that is so powerful here in this city. And it unleashes a world of opportunity and impact for our region today and tomorrow. We have 94,000 skilled, highly qualified technology workers in our public and private sector. And for a city of just over 1 million people, that's powerful. And this includes a wealth of diverse talent, men, women, and non-binary individuals from every single walk of life. And it's critical to have this expertise to create the inclusive, diverse economy that we need in the future and the competitive edge that our companies need today and tomorrow. When we look at that talent pipeline, we have 168,000 students, 28,000 rather, in STEM from our top-tier post-secondary institutions, and they include Algonquin College, Carleton University, La Cité Collégiale, University of Ottawa, and Willis College. They educate the next generation of talent that people in this room and people across our region need. These are the brilliant innovators and leaders of the future who are going to drive our economy forward and change our world for the better. We need them. We want them here in Ottawa for decades. 61% of our workforce has a post-secondary degree. We are the most educated city in this country, and it's no wonder. In addition to the decades of deep technology expertise that we have, Ottawa is home to 130 embassies, providing a window to global markets and decision makers. Canada North Tech Park, the largest of its kind in Canada, 65 government labs, ARIX.O, a $51 million R&D complex for next-gen smart mobility, autonomy, and connectivity. A smart mobility cluster that includes 100 companies and organizations that are contributing smart, intelligent technologies of the future to everything from vehicles to drones and advanced robotics. And that's anchored by homegrown BlackBerry QNX, which is in 200 million cars worldwide. 90% of the industry-led R&D and telecommunications in this country takes place here. And it is anchored all by a quality of life that is second to none. Ottawa is consistently ranked as one of the best places to live with over 1,000 parks, 600 kilometers of trails, and 180 famous events and festivals each year. We are a collaborative ecosystem. I'm going to say that again. We collaborate in incredible, powerful ways across Ottawa. Together, we put all of these strengths to work in our economy and our community. And at Invest Ottawa, we collaborate with this ecosystem every single day, and it is such a privilege. We collaborate with all 3 levels of government, all types of companies and industry sectors, all of our post-secondaries which sit on our board and contribute to everything we do each day, and a host of powerful partners. And as risky as it is to name them, I feel it is absolutely critical. So thank you to the Ottawa Board of Trade, to Ecobia and RGA, to the Shaw Centre, our economic development partners, to Canada North Business Association and Hub 350, LSpark and Wesley Clover, to Ottawa Tourism and the Ottawa Airport, to our hospitals, to the Capital Angel Network and social enterprise organizations like Impact Hub and CSED that reside with us and collaborate with us at Bayview Yards, to Immigrant Entrepreneur Canada and Adaway, and the many diversity, equity, and inclusion partners that are traveling this journey with us so we can help to create the inclusive economy that we want in the future. To all the organizations that contributed to the city's economic development task force during the pandemic, the networks of regional, national, and global partners, the advisors and mentors, and the more than 40 sponsors that contribute to Invest Ottawa, Bayview Yards, and ARIX.O, and so many others. We do nothing in isolation, and we are very grateful to be a part of this powerful collaboration at work. Together, we are creating a welcoming, diverse, and inclusive ecosystem that collaborates in powerful ways. Let me give you a few examples. International Women's Week, up to 50 organizations across this community and thousands of people that participate. She Boot, the Women Investment Readiness Boot Camp. I know Jennifer and Julie are in the room, together with the Capital Angel Network and Invest Ottawa, generating important and critical strides forward for women founders, helping them get investment. Think Ottawa with Ottawa Tourism and the Ottawa Shaw Centre. Pandemic programs that supported Main Street businesses, like the Digital Main Street Future Proof program and the Downtown Ottawa Business Relief Fund during the crisis occurred during the convoy. DMS helped 1,700 businesses go digital and survive the pandemic and thrive post-pandemic. And the Business Relief Fund, we launched that in 3 weeks with all of our partners and dispersed $15 million to almost 1,400 businesses. We achieved these outcomes together as a community during the most difficult times in our history. So imagine what we will do tomorrow, even stronger. Diversity is our strength. We're a diverse community with diverse people, diverse sectors, and diverse technologies that work together in many different ways. And having a diverse economy is not dependent on a single industry or an employer, so it gives us the fortitude to weather some of the challenges that the mayor is asking for our help on, that Deloitte presented earlier today, the ability to weather anything that comes our way. And we demonstrated this during the pandemic. As difficult as it was, look what we achieved as a region. We're collaborative and we're resilient, and the companies we're honored to serve demonstrate this every single day. They inspire us to strive higher and drive harder for our region. Let me share a few examples. Rewind, 100,000 customers in 100 countries. Mike Potter and James Kagelski founded it here in 2015. They help protect the data of businesses around the world. 100 employees and growing, 80 million in funding, and 11 platforms supported. They're making a tremendous contribution, not just to our region, but to the world. Wellbe, shaping the future of senior care right here from Ottawa, improving the quality of life for older citizens like our parents and grandparents, transforming the way senior living occurs in retirement facilities. They support patient recreation programs. founded by an amazing woman entrepreneur named Elizabeth Ordette Baudot, and she did it because she watched the challenges that her grandfather was going through in a long-term care facility and took leadership to drive a change. She's raised $6 million, they've got 35 full-time employees, and 2.6 million programs facilitated across the facilities with major contracts and major firms that they're working with around the world. Incredible success story, making a difference and delivering a triple bottom line, economic impact, social impact, and really making sure that our elderly receive the care that they need going forward, right here from Canada's capital. From 5 to 500, Syntronic, out of Sweden, soft landed here 10 years ago with 5 people. Now they're 500. And our global expansion team helped to make that happen together with partners across our region. They're a leading engineering design house with more than 35 years of experience, and they help to develop products with their customers, everything from embedded systems to software development, telecom, automotive, medtech, and industrial. And according to one of their vice presidents, our success is based on the fact that there's an extremely high density of talent in both experienced and new grad talent in Ottawa. Yes, there is, and we need to keep that talent here. I want to spend a few minutes talking about who Invest Ottawa is, what we do, how we do it, why we do it. We help to fuel every single step of the business journey. When entrepreneurs and companies get what they need, how they need it, when they need it, they thrive and succeed. We, together with so many partners, all the government funding and all the contributions from those across our region, we help those founders and those firms to access capabilities and expertise when they need it most, helping them to grow, to create new products and jobs and wealth for our region now and decades from now. No single business path is the same. Every journey is different. And we are here for all entrepreneurs and companies from their very start, stop, pivot, and leap, not just one day, but every day, with differing offerings to meet their needs at every stage of their journey. It's like an integrated suite or a buffet. Imagine programs, services, and support in a single place to make it as easy, productive, and impactful for them as possible. When they need an advisor, when they need connections to investors, prospective customers, partners, or talent, entrepreneurship training, tools and technologies to test and commercialize their products, or come together and collaborate as a community. We work with companies in every single corner of this great city. We love it, and we're passionate about the success of every single business in Ottawa as a whole. We are your economic development agency, and together with you, we are creating the jobs, economy, and community of the future, not for one, but for all. In fact, over the last 10 years, Invest Ottawa has been privileged to collaborate with our ecosystem and support almost 14,000 companies, help to facilitate more than 14,700 jobs, help domestic companies raise $1.86 billion in capital, attract $1.47 billion in capital in direct foreign investment to Ottawa, provided more than 75,000 hours of advisory services to founders, entrepreneurs, and business owners and companies, and facilitated training for almost 60,000 participants through our education center. We're going to continue to build on this foundation with you. Let's dive in. First, we help businesses launch, scale, land, and expand. Ottawa is a startup capital with grit, where founders support founders. IO supports Main Street and tech businesses from the very early stages of inception through to $100 million in revenue. And I'm proud to say that I've had an opportunity to collaborate with women founders and a subcommittee of our board on a women founder strategy that every year is gaining momentum. Our Invest Ottawa venture path, as of March 2023, the numbers read 949 companies supported, $1.2 billion in investment raised, and 3,900 jobs created. And we've talked about some of the incredible companies driving those economic outcomes for our region. Noibu, Rewind, Fellow, NAC, Trualta, The Grocer. You hear these days every day in the news. You see them in the success stories we share, and they're a very active part of supporting fellow founders in our community. I love this photo. It's from the graduation ceremony we hosted just this year from our Accelerator program. These companies alone created 643 jobs and raised $365 million in capital. They also rank among the fastest growing companies in our region and the best places to work in Ottawa. We also help companies land and expand with our global expansion team. For example, in 2021, Siemens Healthineers out of Germany invested significantly in our city with new 24,000-foot expansion, $280 million in new investment, and a commitment to create 100 jobs. In 2022, Nokia committed to expand its Ottawa campus into a world-leading R&D tech center that will create 340 new tech jobs here in Ottawa. Nokia is one of the largest employers in our city. And in 2023, Ericsson and the Government of Canada committed to investing more than $470 million in R&D centers, including here in Ottawa, the company's largest R&D site in North America. This will help to create and upskill hundreds of jobs over the next 5 years at Ericsson's Ottawa R&D Centre. And it's a great segue into the second thing we do, attracting global tech firms and investment into Ottawa. Our focus, the Americas, Europe, and the Asia-Pacific region. From 2028 to 2023, our global expansion team went out into the world and helped to facilitate more than 1,500 jobs, attract $287 million in investment, conducted 133 international missions where they're meeting prospective companies that are interested in expanding, and they sell them on Ottawa. We've helped to soft land 34 international companies in Ottawa that are now growing their businesses here. Examples include Hexagon Autonomous Stuff, Gigamon, Lumibird, Dell, Mavenir, Persistent Systems, Sempris, Vermont Information Processing, just to name a few. Thirdly, we help to attract and retain diverse, highly skilled talent. Our goal, working with partners, and there are many in this room and across this region that support talent attraction, and of course with our post-secondaries who create that next generation of talent. Our goal is to help grow Ottawa's top tech and business talent pool. Our focus, Canadian and international tech talent that's required by local companies here in the region to increase their competitiveness, to get that competitive edge, and make sure that they're prepared for the future. We are in a global mobile talent war with hybrid work prevalent and prominent, our new reality, and quality of life that we have here in Ottawa is one of our greatest value propositions and differentiators. I always say, why be employee number 6,000,003 when you can lead one of the great startups, scale-ups, or SMEs here in the region and create the career of your dreams and an even greater life for you and your family? This is what our talent program is all about. We offer job boards for startups, scale-ups, a talent pool for that talent across the country and around the world that's looking and wants to explore Ottawa, advisory services, diversity, equity, and employment coaching, career fairs, and a Work in Ottawa campaign. And we do this together with our partners at tourism and so many other economic development partners across this region to drive that talent here. We facilitate innovation, collaboration, and impact through something I've had the privilege to be a part of since 2015, when this building was erected. Ottawa's Innovation Hub, Bayview Yards, the cusp of our downtown. It's where I say birds of an innovation feather flock together to pursue shared objectives that no one can achieve independently on their own. We celebrate, we create, and we innovate as a community. It's not just a place. I've always believed it's an experience, and it's an opportunity for us to achieve impact together. We bring together many organizations, programs, services, and capabilities under one roof for entrepreneurs and companies in what I call a one-stop business acceleration shop. And even if we don't have what you need under that roof, we have so many amazing partners across this region, across the country, and around the world that we can connect companies to, that we are continually striving to improve that experience every single day. We value our collaboration with fellow innovation hubs in Ottawa, including Hub 350, and we're very excited about the downtown revitalization being led by the Ottawa Board of Trade and my friend Suling. We help companies to test, validate, commercialize, and get to market faster. AreaX.O is an R&D complex. It has multiple sites, a private and a public test facility, and it helps innovators, entrepreneurs, and companies test, validate, and commercialize all kinds of smart mobility innovations safely so they can bring them to the world and drive global revenue back into this local economy. From self-driving cars and tractors to robots and drones, so many applications for these Made in Ottawa applications. Accelerating customer, investment, and market readiness and technology adoption with our regulators who are right here in our backyard at Transport Canada, and they're engaged with our companies every single day. Diverse sectors from transportation to telecommunications, defense, public safety, and smart cities, and smart farming. It's powerful collaboration with all three levels of government and the multinationals that anchor jobs in this region: BlackBerry, QNX, Nokia, Ericsson, Microsoft, and Accenture. Since 2020, AreaX.O has engaged 900 companies, helped to create 341 jobs, and maintain 741 jobs. And that's just in the first 3 years that we have activated, supporting the development and commercialization of 65 new products and services and 106 new innovations for IP. Imagine unleashing the full potential of our region with an evolved standalone AreaX.O in the future, one of the most leading-edge smart mobility centers in the world. You heard it here first. As we look forward, we know that we have so much potential. For years, we've been punching above our weight for a city of our size. Now, how can we work together to help our region achieve even more? In planning for the future, we asked ourselves this question, and we asked hundreds and hundreds of community stakeholders and partners across Ottawa as we refreshed our strategic plan last year. A critical starting point: the role that we should and could play within our local economy, together with our partners, and how we achieve that impact. The first is as a partner. The first swim lane focuses on large established growth markets, an approach that really includes continuous collaborative coverage with companies and partners across our region for steady growth and impact. They're big sectors like aerospace, defense, software, and telecommunications. Our second role is as a catalyst, targeted markets with above-average growth and high potential for Ottawa. Our approach: long-range investment and incremental growth. And the sectors that we're speaking of are cybersecurity, clean tech, digital health, and smart mobility. We have clean tech and digital health boot camps underway by our venture development team, and smart mobility rolling every single day at AreaX.O, just to give you a couple of examples, but there are so many more to come. And as a supporter, these are open market opportunities with limited or perhaps unclear growth that we're still assessing together. Our approach: more generalized coverage, cost management, and talent spotting, working closely with partners that have the expertise, have the mandate, and doing what we can to support them in achieving their goals. This includes non-tech entrepreneurship, broader life sciences, semiconductors, and software e-commerce. One example that's very personal that I'm very, very proud of as a supporter: we worked with my friend Carla Briones, an Immigrant Entrepreneur Canada, just recently to put forward a proposal to FedDev Ontario that would bring an immigrant entrepreneur program here, a pilot that would help to ensure that we are helping all of the incredible immigrant talent that comes into our region with that business potential to launch, grow, and thrive, create the jobs of the future, led by Carla and Immigrant Entrepreneur Canada with support from Invest Ottawa. It's the absolute right role that we should be playing. Together, we are creating the jobs, economy, and community of the future. We're helping more companies to grow, create new jobs, and contribute to taxes that help fuel the essential services, facilities, and support in our community during all economic times. The mayor touched on that. We're bringing new business opportunity and investment to Ottawa that drives new customers and revenue for small businesses at the heart of our community, like those supported by our BIAs. To create a better quality of life for citizens and their families, a stronger economy fuels greater access to better education, healthcare, housing, transportation, and recreational facilities, enabling people from every single walk of life to fulfill their potential and make a contribution to our economy in meaningful ways, with high-quality careers and jobs here in the capital. By helping to make life more affordable and sustainable, a critical priority shared by our mayor this morning. By fueling innovation that can help increase quality and reduce the cost of services like energy and transportation, while preserving our environment with that focus on a triple bottom line. Creating a thriving, inclusive, and connected community and city where our children want to stay, build careers, raise their families, and contribute to our ecosystem for generations to come. And now, I want to highlight something hot off the press. I'm sure our corporate services director doesn't even know I wove this in. Lada, I thank you for this data. This is our forthcoming overview of Invest Ottawa's economic impact, and we do achieve that impact together with and for our community. Highlighting some of the numbers that you see here: 5,223 jobs, total employment impact over the last year. There's just so many opportunities for us to collaborate to take these numbers even higher. And I would encourage you to take a peek at the data that we're going to be sharing as we go forward to learn more about how you can get involved and how we can work together to drive these impacts even higher. What if we dreamt bigger? What if we thought about the opportunity to have Ottawa known as the startup capital around the world, the opportunity to be known as a hub with triple bottom line companies that are driving economic impact, social good, and environmental progress? What if we became the #1 place in all of Canada where immigrant entrepreneurs flock to and thrive and build future opportunities for us and for everyone in our region? We can dream bigger. Together, we are going to take the moonshots that help us to create the jobs, economy, and community of the future by leveraging Ottawa's globally differentiated expertise, companies, and capabilities, addressing big global market opportunities and some of the big challenges we heard today, and driving disproportionate economic impact, more jobs, investment, exports, tax revenue, talent, and business into our region. And together with you, we developed a plan. The highlights of our strategic plan, it's founded on 4 key pillars: cradle to great, the opportunity to support companies from their earliest inception right up to thriving success at 100 million, all the steps in that business journey that we spoke about. The concept of an innovation hub, not simply a building at Bayview Yards, but the way we collaborate with innovation hubs and partners across our region to drive that impact and opportunity for everyone. To be future ready, to look around corners and know what the leading technologies are coming down the pipeline so that we can make sure that we're ahead of the curve and our economy is never in peril, that we are never reliant on a single technology or sector, that we're looking at opportunities for convergence, pooling our talents, pooling the technologies, combining and targeting applications to multiple sectors. There are so many companies doing this today, and we're so proud to collaborate with them. And marketplace, very simply, connecting our companies to the global markets, revenues, and customers that they need going forward. We really are creating our future together. I believe in our city deeply. Our team loves what we do, who we do it for and with, and together we will change the world. We will drive the new jobs, the economy, and all the companies that we want to see creating the future, not just now, but for decades to come. Thank you. And with that, we are going to move directly into our panel discussion with 3 incredible colleagues and friends and folks that we work with every single day at Invest Ottawa. If I could have my esteemed panelists join me, we are going to have a short panel discussion to help put this into context so you can hear it from them, not simply from me. I feel so formal at this podium, like a news conference. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, my friends. We are very, very grateful to have you with us. As we set the context for the final segment of our discussion today, I would love for you to each introduce yourselves, your respective companies, and your contribution to our ecosystem. Why don't we start with Solon?
Hi, Solon Angel. I have a daytime job as CEO of TaxPay and nighttime jobs as managing partner of Fresh Founders. What TaxPay does is, well, it pays taxes for other people. And what Fresh Founder does, it helps founders grow faster.
Excellent, thank you. Kira.
Hi, good afternoon, and thanks for the opportunity, Sonia. My name is Kira Turco, and I work at Ascent. Ascent is a SaaS software company that supports global manufacturers in collecting data and managing transparency across their supply chain. We're proudly headquartered in Ottawa with about 350 people here and another 550 people around the world. And Invest Ottawa has been a partner from our growth about 5 or 6 years ago at $10 million to over $100 million.
Sincere, that deserves some applause. Go ahead, welcome.
Thank you. I am humbled and honored to be with you today. Thank you, Suling. Thank you, Sonia, for the opportunity. We represent the SMEs in Ottawa, and we're a software company, a startup started in 2019. We developed AI for perception sensors. I know this is old news. Everybody's doing AI now. But what we do is we really promise to process the data from the sensors that are equipped on a machine and help extract as much useful information from that data. So I was talking to Kira earlier this afternoon. She was complaining about her sensors in her car. And if you're having problems with your sensors in your car, it's because our technology is not there. And if our technology is there, it's not our fault. Thank you.
I love it. Always selling. Excellent. I would love for each of you to share a little bit with our audience about why you have chosen to build your company here in Ottawa, how you're leveraging some of the unique advantages, strengths, and capabilities it offers your firm, and putting these to work to grow your business. Who wants to jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, thank you for having me, and I have to thank the people of Ottawa for having me, enabled me to be successful several times widely. It's the people of Ottawa. It's not just I lived in a few places, 4 passports. It's not the place where you live that matters as much as what you do and with who. And the people of Ottawa have been incredibly supportive, welcoming, encouraging. I mean, there's people like Steve Adams that were willing to invest in Mindbridge before it was incorporated. There's people like Aideen who insisted after a fresh founder meetup with a $50K check, say, stay here, don't move back to California. Look at those people of Shopify, they did it here, why not you? I was like, well, that's not fair to compare, but okay. And so to me, what I think the thing that made me stay in Ottawa is the culture of Ottawa, the values the people have. When I think of people in Ottawa, I think about kind neighbors, family-oriented, steady, resilient hands at work. And this is extremely useful when you lead a business. I've led teams in the US, and less lawsuits is appreciated. Less HR issues is appreciated when you're in France. And I remember Michael Dell was coming to Dell Corporate when I was working. He had to explain to French people that they cannot make certain type of jokes, right? And the one thing that I like about Ottawa is the say-do ratio is very high. When people don't just put their hands up high, say, I'm going to do that when they don't have the skills, they're actually a bit more humble. So what you have is when you make plans, they actually happen. You have a pretty good correlation between what people take on and what they're capable of delivering.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Kira.
That was a wonderful personal story.
It
Thanks
was.
thanks for sharing that. I think for me, in addition to the, really just the attitude that Solon talked about, certainly and Sonia talked on the tech talent density that exists here in the organization, or that exists here in the city, and certainly that's a really crucial part, of our success here. I'm fortunate. We have 2 really big U.S.-based investors in Ascent. And one of the things that I get as part of that relationship is that we benchmark ourselves a lot against the other companies in their portfolio. And so I can see, what do our unit economics look like in comparison to others? And when I take into account things like IRAP and SHRED and other types of tax credits that exist, when I think about, as Sonia talked a lot about the ecosystem that supports us, certainly we have an incredible competitive advantage when we take all of those things into account, when I take a look at our performance in comparison with others. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the quality of life that keeps people loyal here. We chuckled a little bit about less lawsuits, but it is indeed true. And I can also note that we have more loyal people. We have less turnover in our Canadian operations than we do in most other parts of the world. And people want to be here, and they want to make Canadian companies successful. And we have things like CHIO and the Heart Institute and the Royal Ottawa and all of the other things that exist to just want to keep families and people here. And so our CEO is proud to keep Ottawa as home.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Fahed.
Thank you. It's very hard to beat. I'm a bit of a romantic. My first love as a city is Ottawa. But in terms of business decision, why did we do that? I mean, I have to say that we were here when we started the business, but we're not going to leave because there are so many great things about the city. And I'm a techie, so I'm going to approach this from a technical aspect. So you have in this city the government aspect, the regulators, the academia, and partners, supporters, and catalysts like the Invest Ottawa and the wonderful facilities that they involve in. And I have to also, mention the Mike touched on this with the interview with the mayor about the entrepreneurial spirit of the city of Ottawa. And shout out to the city of Ottawa. I've experienced that firsthand. We were working on a project for a smart intersection. And through that, I've learned that the city of Ottawa opted to develop its own framework rather than buying off-the-shelf project to manage traffic. And although there is additional overhead with taking that approach, it's extremely powerful because it gives you mastery over your destiny. And with that approach, you are able to compete in the smart city playground, like with cities like Helsinki, Madrid, and Copenhagen. And that's extremely, extremely powerful. And for us as SMEs, what it allows us, and I've worked with the people from the city of Ottawa where, I'd call them and I said, I need to do this to the sensor. And within a day, I would be able to be out there at the traffic light, starting to work on the sensors and looking at the data and how I can manipulate it. Traditionally, for a small company like this, we've worked with data off of the shelf. Somebody somewhere picked it up and developed it and put it together. And it's not usually representative of what you are working on. Being able to be in Ottawa, being able to access that data as we have experience here in Ottawa is extremely powerful. And it really puts us, even though we are such a small company, it puts us on the front lines and made us an appetizing product for companies like, global companies like Valeo and Denso. And actually, Denso licensed one of our products. So, yeah, thank you, Ottawa.
Thank you so much. That collaboration is powerful. There are so many examples of it. I think I could write novels. You're all champions for Ottawa. You've all chosen to invest here, and you're developing our tech and business ecosystem, and you have been, honestly, for many, many years. What do you think are some of the greatest opportunities you see on the horizon that you think we can pursue together here in Canada's capital?
I'm gonna segue into the smart intersection actually, and the smart city approach. Apology is long. So I want just carry that thought. So the AI and the technologies are rapidly growing, and with the flexibility and the vision of the city of Ottawa, and the existence of all the helpful components around it will. Can accelerate this and can put Ottawa at the forefront. And I would really like to see, and capitalize on this opportunity and drive towards a smart city as fast as possible and be there, with tech that will allow other companies to come in and experience that.
Homegrown tech, yes.
Well, I completely agree. And in the age of AI, numbers don't matter anymore. So if you have a small city, you have a lot of advantages. You can communicate quickly, you can get around quickly. But what's great now is that with what you used to do with 3 developers, you need 1. So we literally experienced this in the new company where we were thinking to hire an extra developer, and then we went on ChatGPT to refactor the code and got it done in hours. And so if you think about ambition, now any size, any size city can completely compete globally very, very quickly. And the thing that we have here is we have a pattern of investing and creating B2B business, which is right now the only thing VCs are looking at. In a recessionary time, you sit at the panels with other VCs. So I invested, close to $1 million in the last 2-3 years in early stage startups, and I see it completely shifting to Ottawa's playbook. Ottawa's playbook is B2B enterprise software. And that's the time to shine on that. That's right now the great opportunity when you have, productivity gains due to AI with executive teams that know what it looks like success in B2B. That's a very powerful combination.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Kira?
I would certainly echo on we are in B2B enterprise SaaS ourselves, so certainly an area where we see, a ton of opportunity to continue. It's interesting when I talk to other companies in Ottawa who sell B2B as we do, and we sell into complex manufacturers, the number of companies who are selling into the same customers that we are is crazy. I'll talk to somebody about selling into General Dynamics or General Electric, and I'll find 10 or 15 other companies. And so I think that's an incredible story that probably isn't told that often about the number of people who are selling into some of the world's largest global manufacturers and companies right here from Ottawa. I think as well what I've observed is really the nimbleness. Sonia talked about during COVID and how Invest Ottawa was able to respond very quickly with getting funding out. And certainly I think the nimbleness of our educational institutions is something that we should be leveraging more significantly as well. We support customers in managing their supply chains to address both regulatory compliance as well as sustainability and ESG topics. And Algonquin has a very focused program in regulatory affairs on the environmental side of things. It's a perfect fit for the type of work that we're doing. And so I think there's certainly an opportunity to be able to adapt niche programs like that very, very quickly, I think is a big opportunity for us.
Amazing. I just want to reiterate that nimbleness in getting all of that funding out was done in collaboration with multiple partners, including the BIAs, including the Ottawa Board of Trade, all levels of government. Very, very grateful, and it was a privilege to be a part of that. Those were incredible insights. I know you're all visionaries. I also know we're going to be wrapping up. I do want to highlight that we had one additional panel participant who unfortunately fell ill this morning, Tamer Nawab, Senior Vice President and Head of R&D at Centronic, the company I mentioned that went from 5 to 500, was going to be on this stage coming to us from Canada North, and he sends his deep regrets. Please trust we will bring him forward. He has incredible insight to share. Until that time, I would love to hear from each of you as we conclude your vision for Ottawa and our business community 10 years from now.
I don't think I've started yet, so maybe I'll start on this one. Maybe this is a little bit selfish, Sonia, but I'm in the supply chain space, and I'm not. My company is in the supply chain space, and I've really appreciated the work that Ottawa has done over many years around creating clusters. And you talked about Kinaxis beforehand. Certainly we're in that space. I think that there's a lot of companies who can. We're at the $100 million phase, and I would love for there to be so many other Ottawa companies that we don't have to look for talent elsewhere, as with respect to companies who have lived this scale. And I think that would be something really powerful. I know you only focus to 100 million, Sonia, but I think soon you're going to have a number of companies who surpass that, and you're going to have to rethink that objective.
Nick Quain's sitting right there. He'd be happy to chat with you about that.
I'll take that challenge.
Fantastic.
I'll take that challenge. Was very frustrated on my bridge. Could have been 3 times bigger. So a lot of lessons learned there. My hope for Ottawa is to keep its identity and have a definition of success that is very clear and very strong and very differentiated from the rest of the cities in North America. We were talking at the table. People love when I travel a lot for business, and I was in Hong Kong and someone says, "Oh, Ottawa, I know, I've been 10 years ago." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" It's like clean city, very pretty and cute, lovely for families, right? That's the stuff everyone says. A bit cold in the winter. But this is the 3 things that come to mind. So to me, I was talking earlier is, let's be like Switzerland, not France, in terms of high, small population, but very high GDP compared to the rest of the country. Yeah. And then clean streets, wealthy family, upper middle class. My family from France visits and they say, "Oh, this is such a nice bourgeois city." There's nothing wrong with that. Upper middle class is just wonderful, right? So I'd love us to really rally around a very clear definition of success. We don't have to increase the head count to increase the GDP. If you increase the GDP per capita, you have a lovely city and high quality of life, which is what attracted me from San Francisco. The commute on the 101 was just not fun, right? Versus here, which was a great quality of life.
Opportunity for all. Opportunity for all. I echo that. Go ahead.
Yeah, my vision for Ottawa in 10 years is to be a global tech hub where state-of-the-art technologies can be applied, tested in a safe sandbox. We are at an excellent start. I mentioned we have the government here, the regulators. We have facilities like Area X.O that is fantastic with a private test track and a public test track for those that didn't know, where you can test infrastructure and connected vehicle technologies. You have a drone facility that enables you to fly in a safe airspace to test your drone technology. You have the City of Ottawa initiative in deploying smart intersections. You have academia that is being so closely intertwined with industry in order to cater to their needs and bring them closer. And I know, to mention a few, the Carleton University, they have a tech hub in Canada North as well as the University of Ottawa, and that's fantastic, to have a campus. So you can be a student there, actually. You can bring your students there and have your student life there in the tech hub. And if we expand that, if we keep that trajectory going forward, that is quite massive. And I've already have seen some interest growing in companies that are not able to deploy their technologies in their world and in their countries. And we talk to them about Area X.O, and he says, really? That exists? Can you tell me more? And we do tell them more, and they are amazed. So I want this to be known to everybody, and I think in 10 years it will.
Helping to build, attract companies that will bring our technologies to create the jobs, investment opportunity, and the future that we all want here in Ottawa. We are one team, we are one community, we are one Ottawa, and together with companies like the three here and so many others and all of you and the partners across this region, we will create the jobs, community, and the society of the future that we all want. Thank you all.